Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, June 16th, 2025 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I allow the divine to work through my mind. So we made it through one of 2025's astro gauntlets. We've made it through a few of them actually. So last few days were kind of intense. We get we'll call it a little chill. To be fair, we still have Mars at 29 Leo today, and Uranus is hanging out at late 28 Gemini. So they're really not that far apart. That square is still very activated, even though it's moving apart. We still can feel those activations. That being said, Mars at 29 Leo, Mars at 29 Leo wants us to play, have fun, celebrate, find some lightness. I can't say that it won't bring the intensity, because we still have the intensity card, but the 29th degree of any sign, it brings mastery of the lessons. It brings intensity to the lessons, the layers. But part of the lesson and the layer of Leo is to take action having fun, to take action following your heart. And I definitely have some cards in here that feel like that energy. Tomorrow, on Tuesday, really early in Tuesday, we're going to have Mars move into Virgo. I say because we're going to be waking up on Tuesday with 0 Mars, which can feel like, it can feel very exhausting. But today we should be dancing. Today we can bring along some celebration and remember that joy is deeply connected to the soul and heals and brings life. And, after so much intensity, I think that's a good thing. Now, as I'm looking at this chart, I do see kind of a crazy configuration actually happening and unfolding. We actually have a fixed grand cross, or a fixed square. So we actually have the moon today moving into position to oppose Mars, and the moon will be moving into a position to square Uranus. And then we have over in Virgo, Lilith. Ooh, did I say Virgo? Wow. Not Virgo. Please pardon my mind, which is apparently infiltrated by the divine. I don't know. Over here in Scorpio, we have Lilith at 28 degrees, directly opposite Uranus. So this is a fixed cross. Now, this is a fast-moving cross because the moon is part of what is engaging it, and the moon moves fairly fast. The moon will be moving into Pisces and breezing through this energy. But before it does, any cross, any square, it is a crossroads. You gotta check your stubbornness. You gotta check where you're feeling stuck and check in with these layers. Are you allowing joy to penetrate where you're feeling stuck? That's that Mars and Leo. Can you bring joy? Can you bring your heart to it? Uranus hanging out in Taurus energy, tuning into your values. Are you aligning with your values? Are some of your values keeping you stuck? Are some of your values not even your values that you're holding on so strongly to? Moon in Aquarius, checking in vibrationally with yourself and with these layers. And then we have that Lilith and Scorpio magic. And Lilith and Scorpio, I feel like, is the balm that can move some of this fixed stuckness, because Lilith can bring layers of magic, rage, and soul. Lilith is so much soul to help shift. So you may find today while you're dancing, because you should be dancing, 444, you may find yourself feeling aligned to shift some of these energies. So that's really interesting for today. And just really interesting energies for Mars in Leo to play with before shifting into Virgo. Now keep in mind that every sign builds upon the other. Virgo builds upon Leo. We are not meant to forget the fun and the play. And I have to say, I know and love many Virgos who are very fun and playful, even beyond the Virgoing. So just saying, today's a day. Input that play into these energies. I'm hearing really weird sounds out there. I don't know. Sounds like a baby dinosaur. Who knows? So let's look at what else we have today besides that. We have the sun and the moon connecting in airy energy. That's early in the morning. You may wake up with great ideas. Dreams may have infused some beautiful ideas. Again, the divine may have used your mind to implant some good shenanigans. We'll call it good shenanigans. Moon and well, I've talked about this. Moon squaring Uranus and the moon opposing Mars. That's in the morning. So again, you may get up excited to do things, and then we've got some challenges. We've got some energies that we're facing that might not be our favorite. So be aware of that. But again, where can you use the heart? Where can you use the levity of Leo to help support? Now, again, the 29 also brings really strong ego. So check with that, because that may be part of your challenge as well in this energy. Moon will move into Pisces at 11:06 a.m. Pacific time. Moon into Pisces hopefully can soften some of these energies a little bit. But bring, again, a little sense of the divine, a deeper connection to intuition to help support our final days of Sun in Gemini. We have the Sun moving out of Gemini later in the day on Friday or early Saturday, depending where you're living. So here we go. We're winding up Gemini season, which means some of the mental energy is winding itself up over these next few days. I also have to mention that we do have yods this week coming in. So just be aware if you are a yod bearer or feel the yods extra strong, they're coming in. And one of them, the one I was looking at, is a Pluto yod. And that's part of this transformation energy that's working. And the transformation is for all of us. It's not just for some. It's not just for those who we disagree with. The transformation energy is for all of us. So keep that in mind. All right, so top of the cards, you should be dancing. Make time for dancing, play. This is also, I get by with a little help from my friends. So if you are feeling stuck and struggling, reach out to those who know can support you and celebrate you. We also have that turning in. That feels very much like that Pisces moon energy. And that Pisces moon energy will connect to Jupiter. Jupiter and Cancer. So the emotional energy that those bring together may also help bring some of the shift. Speaking of the shift, we've got the adventure card, which means, again, as we're tuning in, we may go a little deeper into these layers. Keep in mind, the dance can help shake it off. We still got intensity, and intensity goes hand in hand with slowing down. If you are feeling the intensity of the astro still, take time to ground in and settle in and slow down to help yourself. Okay, I've got some really fun things in here in the Cat Chaos cards. Where do we start? The Smoky Mirror. This is a really great reminder, I feel like, for the remainder of Gemini season, as Gemini can give us really interesting twinning mirrors, but sometimes it's not really exact. Sometimes it's a little bit of a head trip. So keep that in mind, because sometimes we like to reject it, like, oh, that's not really a mirror for me. No, if it's around, there is, but sometimes it's a funhouse mirror. Sometimes it's a smoky mirror. You don't have to take it literally, and sometimes you can ask, like, hey, show me what it is that I'm meant to see in this. We have some fun cat cards here. We've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Hanged Man. So here we are. Here's that change. Here's that transformation energy. It's coming, even if you are feeling stuck. And the Hanged Man always reminds us we may need to change and shift perspective. So keep that in mind. And I really think that play can be part of that fun perspective. I'm going to keep these for last. I've got this beautiful card that reminds us to connect to our hearts. The most beautiful fruits are harvested when we act with our hearts. So, time for heart on actions. Eternal bliss, little woodpecker. I loved Woody Woodpecker as a child. Always brings me joy. I experience eternal bliss by connecting with my true essence. And the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, there's still some, I would say, immature emotions going on with us, but we're ready to face them. And as we're facing them, we are maturing. But speaking of childlike energy, I've got these little dudes. It's a sticker that Joe bought me that's hanging out with the cat Chaos. Jojo, what are these called again? I can't think of their name right now. Wookiees? Are they the Wookiees from Star Wars?
No.
Where are they?
They're
Ewoks. Ewoks. I couldn't think of the name. I always get Wookiees and Ewoks mixed up. So we got some fun little Ewoks. And why am I hearing weird noises?
Moses is screaming outside.
Okay. Gotta go tend to his inner child. And then we have this cute little bear, little girl, cute interaction. So some cute little inner child energies to support, as well as a little peace bird. So I guess I have a whole little stash of stickers in here that I'm going to keep in there because it's kind of fun. Anyways, besides that, may the odds be in your favor. You can book a reading. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. And the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and may your guiding light be strong, and know that you can trust the process. Namaste.